Let's look now at the historical significance of the Bible in presidential inaugurations. And for that, we turn now to Ed Ayers. He is back. He is president of the University of Richmond and an historian. Thanks for joining me again here on CNN. You know, have presidents always taken the oath with the Bible? And if not, who didn't?
Well, it did start with George Washington, so you might think that it would continue. But 4 presidents have not. One was John Quincy Adams, who wanted, even though he was a devout Christian and read the Bible every day, he wanted to take the oath on a book of laws to signal the distinction between church and state.
So 4 have not.
4.
John Quincy Adams, you said, on a book of law.
That's right. Franklin Pierce, also on a book of law. Partly, we think, because he'd lost his last child only a couple of months before the inauguration. His wife was in bereavement, and he affirmed the oath rather than swore to it, which is the Constitution. The next was Theodore Roosevelt. So there's a long time, and that's because he took office after the death of the president, and he was in a hotel in Buffalo. And apparently, they didn't have Gideon's Bibles around or whatever, and so he was the next one. So you look at those 3, and the last is LBJ, who, of course, after another assassination, they had a Catholic missal that he took the oath on. So kind of scattered throughout American history.
Have presidents invoked religion in their addresses always?
Every president has invoked God or a deity in general, but not very specifically. None has actually mentioned Jesus Christ, but 4 have invoked Christianity. So that's also been uneven.
Has religion become more or less important over time in inaugural addresses?
You know, looking into this subject, I was surprised to see that the big turning point came with FDR.
Really?
He was the first to have a prayer in the inauguration. He was the first to have an invocation and a benediction. He was the first to go to church on Inauguration Day. And so those things that have become traditions now are only as old as the 1930s and 40s.
The significance of President Obama using Dr. King's Bible, I mean, that cannot be downplayed.
Well, you know, we know that Obama has seen himself as a part of a tradition with Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King. You think of Dr. King's phrase about the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Right. And I think President Obama is trying to be a part of that arc.
Thank you very much. Good stuff, Ed Ayers. As I said to you yesterday, I could sit here and talk to you all day. Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.